So, Phil recruited me to sell these cards, and now I am recruiting you.
Who is this guy again?
Don't worry about Phil. He drives a Corvette. He is doing just fine.
What is up, people of the internet? What's good? Yes, we are getting rich this year. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our first stream of 2025. I'm excited to get rich today. I don't know about you guys. I don't know where my soundboard is. What else is new? Here we go.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich.
I'm ready to get rich. So is everyone in the chat by the looks of it. How is everyone doing? Hello, hello. Let me just, wrong way, move this a little bit so my head's not chopped off. How are we doing? How are we feeling? I posted on my Instagram stories this morning for those of you that follow me there, or don't follow me there rather. I feel like today's the day most people went back to work if you didn't already last week. And I got too much shit going on right now. And I'm overwhelmed, but I'm excited to be here, to be live streaming, to be snarking on the internet. Another year, another opportunity, 52 opportunities exactly to snark on the internet. So if you can hear the corgi, she's freaking out a little bit right now. I'm not sure what's going on. The door is closed. So we're going to deal with that. But let's see. Aaron says, I can't even tell you how many people have been in my email offering their coaching services to help me already this year. In case you missed it, I posted a video. It was the last video of the 12 days of Coachmas. And I made my predictions for what I think is going to happen in the coaching industry as we move into and through 2025. And I'm completely speculating here. This is just from like posts I've seen specifically on Threads and Instagram. But it feels to me like a lot of these coaches, and when I say these coaches, I'm referring to like the stereotypical girl boss, babe, hustle culture, coaches, coaching, coaches type coaches, they're floundering. I saw one coach today post a thread basically saying that 2024 was the worst year in revenue she's had since 2019, which I commend her on the transparency, but I'm also not surprised. And I'm curious to see as we move through 2025, whether we're going to see people like shifting away from identifying as a coach, whether like my prediction, we're going to see more like low cost offers in an attempt to try and draw more people in. Very, very curious to see how it all plays out. Zip says, this was my first day of work in 17 days. 2025 is 45 squared. So that's got to be meaningful in some way. I saw someone post that 2025 started on a Wednesday, which meant that the first 3 days were Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, WTF. So like, is that a good sign? I don't know. I might have a job offer, slight pay cut, better, more consistent schedule from what I know. Congrats, Amy. You are one step closer on your way to becoming a millionaire. So congratulations to you. We are building our millionaire status one job at a time. The most sluggish Monday of the year. I can't wait until I'm rich. Same. I was joking with my friend. She messaged me and said, I also wish I didn't have to go back to work today. I said, yeah, I could think of a lot of things I would rather be doing right now than ever working ever again. Like hiking or reading a book. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate this infinity light in the back? So I have my regular Philips Hue, which is like the circle one, my YouTube Shorts light, and then Red Bull Canada. They're not sponsoring me, but they do send me stuff. And they sent me this really cool infinity light. Again, I posted it on my Instagram story. If you're not following me there, you should, because I post stuff there like every day. But it is so cool. When you look into it, it like goes on forever. Very, very cool. When I opened the box, I'm all over the place. About a month ago, they offered to send me a case of Red Bull, which like I am a big energy drink girly. Don't come for me. Anyway, I agreed to that. Then they sent me this second package and I had no idea what it was. I was just expecting it to be more Red Bull, but it was this really cool light. So I'm excited about that because I think it kind of adds to the vibe. My Philips Hue strip lights are currently broken. So I had to ship them under warranty last week. So hopefully within like a couple weeks, they'll send me new lights and we can get back to our normal setup. And then I am finally going to get a neon sign, I think, once I file my taxes this year and figure out how much money I have left. Your cheekbones are popping off tonight. Thank you. I think I like really killed the highlight this evening. Not to toot my own horn, but oh, we can hear myself talking through my phone. I love that. Okay. What the fuck 2025 is awesome. This is weird. That's how I feel. Okay. Now that we have sufficiently yapped for 7 minutes, as we always do, please consider giving the stream a thumbs up if you're having a good time. We are going to take a look. I'm actually excited for today. This has been sitting in my reaction form. If you're new here, I have a form linked in every video where you can submit content for me to react to. As per today's example, you're going to see sometimes people send me stuff and it sits in this form for many, 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 many months. This was probably sent to me like almost a year ago now. Anyway, this person was so kind as to build out an entire Word document or like Google document for me. And we're going to go through it. So we're looking at an individual who claims to be a millionaire copywriter. I have a few questions, as I'm sure you do as well. And that's what we're going to look into. So let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen. There it is. So this is the document that was sent to me. We're going to go through some of these links. We'll maybe go rogue a little bit, do some of our own research, and see what we can find. So be sure to drop a money emoji in the chat if you're ready to get rich, and let's jump into it. So this person was so kind as to offer a little bit of context. It says, this guy was a copywriter, writing ads, posts, emails, sales pages for businesses. Now he teaches desperate young people and 9-to-5ers how they can become rich like him by writing those spammy sales emails for other scam coaches. So this must be the same emails that Erin was referring to in her comments right here. I got one today for coaching without calls. So faceless coaching, or perhaps, in my opinion, it's coachless coaching. Can you imagine paying a coach money and then never getting any coaching calls? Like, what? I'm sorry? Pardon? I feel like every time I hear one of these offers, they just get more and more ridiculous. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. I know the first link here doesn't work, but we can go to the second link and take a look at the sales page for this guy's offer. So as you can see, it's like a very standard ClickFunnels sales page. They all look pretty much the exact same. It says, introducing the freelance copywriter's fast track that you can use to get strangers, in quotations, on the internet to pay you money without needing any prior experience or special skills. You know what might be fun? If, as we go through this sales page, I just point out the obvious red flags that we're seeing. Red flag number 1, not needing any prior experience or special skills. Number 2, getting strangers to pay you on the internet, even though you have no skills or experience. I hate this already. Holy moly. Okay, so a couple things if you're new around the block here. Anything on the internet that sounds too good to be true probably is. I say this as someone who is, at this point, an experienced business owner. I have owned multiple businesses over the course of the last almost 7 years now. And if there's anything I've learned in the last 7 years, it's that, yes, you can start a business without skills or experience, but unless you're like an anomaly, someone who gets lucky, maybe has a post go viral or something, the chances of you being able to sell to a volume of strangers on the internet when you are a brand new, inexperienced entrepreneur, not very high. Okay, I will just say that. Sorry, I always get distracted by the comments. You mean people won't pay me for doing absolutely nothing? Unfortunately, no. Many people want you to believe that the answer is yes. But however, I actually had a post on Threads go like Threads viral last week. It got like, I don't know, a couple 100,000 views. And I was essentially saying, like, in 2025, can we all collectively agree to stop lying to people and telling them that, like, passive income is easy? And one of the first replies I got was from a guy saying, well, what's so hard about it? And I go to his profile, and what does his bio read? Nothing other than teaching you how to make passive income on autopilot. Like, get the out of here, guy. You are not welcome. You're lying to people. Ugh, I hate it. Harrison says, joining the billionaire tier, however, is not too good to be true. Why settle for being a millionaire copywriter when you could become a billionaire shark connoisseur? Ain't that the truth, you know? Big secret things happening in the billionaire tier here on this channel. Nothing secret is happening. Don't sue me. Okay, let's go ahead and watch this video. You guys can let me know if the sound is working. I fixed my wired headphones, so hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. But let me know how the volume is, and I can adjust accordingly. Also, already not a big fan of this guy's haircut.
My name is Cardinal Mason. I'm a freelance copywriter, and I'm going to give you the system for how I was able to go from being a broke, sad, lonely, lost waiter who had no path and no money to discovering this thing called freelance copywriting.
Okay, somebody get the red flag counter out. So we got 2 already. Red flag number 3, they start with a story that goes, I was a broke, sad, miserable, poor, loser, decrepit, hungry, on food stamps, couldn't pay my rent, 10 cents in my bank account person before I became a millionaire. They are preying on your vulnerabilities. Repeat after me. These people tell these sob stories. I'm not here to decide whether or not it's true for this guy. Maybe he was broke. Maybe he was a waiter. I don't really care if it's true or not. What I care about is him sharing that story as a means of manipulating people who are also in that position to give him thousands, likely, of dollars in order to follow in his footsteps, even though the chances of that person actually being successful are very slim. Super irritating. Do not like. Somebody add it to the red flag counter. Thank you very much.
Spending a few weeks to learn and become proficient at it, made $4,500 my first month, $10K in my 8th month, $20K in my 12th month, and $48K a month at my peak. I used to think that $10K a month was only reserved for people who had really advanced degrees, were way smarter than everybody else. I thought you had to have high-level connections to rich people who would give you opportunities out of the goodness of their hearts. I also thought you had to sacrifice a decade of your life making basically no money, eating shit, as Gary Vee so eloquently says. And I didn't have to go through any of that. And after talking to a handful of copywriters who were 10 years my senior and making way less money than I was at 21, I truly believe that I got lucky. I just chalked it up to the fact that I just fell into a string of opportunities that were really, really good and that can never be recreated. I used to think that until this happened. My younger brother saw me working 3 hours a day from my couch as a copywriter when we were living at home together. He saw me working not that much and making all kinds of money. He asked me what I was doing and how he could do the same thing, so I taught him. At 19 years old, my younger brother hit $10,000 a month freelance copywriting. Now currently takes home $42K a month in profit from this. Interesting. I thought, nah, we probably just have really good genetics and smart parents, so we're different. Everyone else is not going to work for them. So I tested my system with a handful of people that I didn't know and wasn't related to. This system got Kevin to $40,000 a month, working about 35 hours a week. It got Hannah.
Who's Kevin?
To $11K a month, working mostly part-time. It got Lutz to $16K a month, working about 8 hours a week. It got Alex to $15K a month, working about 6 hours a week.
Okay. I understand why he does this because obviously it works. People buy the program if they see this. But being a person who at this point has watched probably thousands of hours of this content or content like this, I watch this and I think, okay, who's Luke? Who's Hannah? Who's Alex? Like, who are these people? You can't even show me a stock photo, fake picture of them. Like, in my head, I'm watching this and I'm like, this feels like story time with Mason. He's just like, once upon a time, I started a business And then I had a client and her name was Sally and she got rich. And then I got another client and her name was Rachel and she also got so rich. It's like, where's the proof? Where are the receipts? You're blah, 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 blah. This person made this much money in this much amount of time, but show me the receipts. Where is it? Where is it? I don't get it. What if we suck at copy editing? That's the other thing too, is like, okay, let's just say I decide tomorrow I'm going to become a copywriter and I find a client through LinkedIn or something that is willing to pay me $10,000 to write the copy for their website. I don't have, again, per his own words, no experience or skills needed. If I don't have the skill of copywriting or writing at all, the client's going to get the copy for their website and be like, what the Danielle, I'm not paying you $10,000 for this trash. Like, this could be applied to literally any industry. This is like, ooh, some insider influencer tea. I recently did a brand deal. I'm not going to name the company. If you follow me closely enough, you might be able to figure it out. On TikTok. So not my normal Instagram sponsorship. This was a TikTok specific sponsorship I did. It was a massive campaign around Christmas time. There was another influencer who was hired on the same campaign. I saw their video come up like on my ads as I was scrolling TikTok. And the quality, and I'm not saying this to be like, I'm such a better content creator, but the quality of the video was like, the lighting was really bad. And you could tell that the person was like reading off a script because they like the camera was here, but they were looking here and their eyes were doing that thing where like, you know, when your eyes go back and forth. And I just thought to myself in that experience, if I was the brand and this is the video I got sent back from the creator, I would be upset, assuming that they were paying that person the same amount they were paying me. I would be upset if this was the quality of the video that I was provided. And I mean, I don't know anything. Maybe they only charge these people like $100 for this video. I'm just saying, I share that to say that if you don't have the skills and the experience to deliver according to the price that you're charging people for whatever it is you're producing, whether it's video content, whether it's copywriting, whether it's web design, whatever it is, the customer has every right to either not pay you or to negotiate a different price when you don't deliver on what you've agreed upon. So to tell people that they could make $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month as a copywriter with no experience, to me is really misleading, because I think you're going to get, again, unless you're like naturally gifted in writing, you're going to get a lot of really unsatisfied clients. And so even if for one single month it works out where you do make $10,000, chances of you being able to sustain that over time without skills and without experience, not very likely. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, skill set optional, credit card mandatory. Ain't that the truth? Very true. Janaea says, copywriting also took a huge hit from ChatGPT, even for me who has been a professional copywriter for 6 years. That's actually almost what I wonder, like if people like this are doing that. So I know that it's more so been in like the last 2 years, I would say, that like tools like ChatGPT have really taken off. But I would be curious to know if when you get into these programs, if they're then like, well, just use ChatGPT to do the copywriting for you. I don't know. That's just speculation. I had to work for marketing agencies and clients for free to get started. And that's typically how it is, honestly, in any industry. It's the same with like, there's this huge debate online against content creators about like whether or not you should take gifted collaborations, like people sending you products or whatever in exchange for videos. And I really think that if I was a newbie content creator, I had no experience and I wanted to like become an influencer, I would absolutely take free things where like people send me stuff and then I make a video about it. Like, I just think it's so weird to be like, oh, you can just start with no experience and you'll be successful. Like, no, you need actual experience. And typically the way you get experience is by working for free, not by charging $10,000 right off the hop. Yes, so this isn't coaches coaching coaches who coach coaches. It's copywriters coaching copywriters to write copy and paste ads. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And what we will come, spoiler alert, what we will come to find out later, I believe, is that this person didn't even make his first like million, allegedly, from copywriting. He made it from selling a course on how to become a copywriter, is what I've been told. Whether or not that's true, we can all decide together in a little bit. Hillary says, don't worry, everyone. You only have to try your hand at copywriting for a couple of months, if that, before you're encouraged to become a coach for other copywriters. That's where the money is. Exactly. Okay. Enough yapping from me. Let's get back to the video.
It got Bo to $18K a month, working 15 hours a week. And it got Mao to $7K a month in 5 months, working from a bunch of different countries around the world, traveling on permanent vacation. That is when I realized that I had something. You're probably wondering, what is this glitch in the matrix where random people with no experience or degree can start making $200 to $400 an hour with some random skill? Like, what is so unique about freelance copywriters where they can make this amount of money with not that much work?
Okay, if you are a copywriter or have hired a copywriter, have you ever charged $400 an hour? That's question one, but actually question one is, do you even charge an hourly rate? Like, I don't think most service providers, at least not ones I know, and not me, charge an hourly rate. I charge people per project. I don't charge based on like the number of hours I work, but $400 an hour seems crazy.
I know it sounds sketchy. I've had to explain this concept to every single one of my parents' friends who think I'm lying to them when I talk about what I do. So I'm more than happy to explain it to you too. What a copywriter does is they partner up with a business, which is usually referred to as a client. And they write words for these businesses that help them sell more of what they're offering. Think about websites, ads, marketing emails, blogs. They're all published by companies. And each one of those things are written in a particular way that is copywriting. It grabs the reader's attention so they want to know more about whatever's happening on the page. They inspire demand for the product or service that is being sold by the company. They use words that make the product or service sound so powerful and so nice and great that they want it for themselves, or at least they want to know more about it. Then it ends with a call to action that makes a reader take a step towards spending money on that business. And if you have a B- level writing ability, meaning you are a halfway decent writer in school and didn't fail every single paper that you ever submitted, then you can learn this skill. You can become a copywriter. You can learn copywriting. You can spend a few weeks or a few months max to become proficient at the skill. You can reach out to businesses and sell your skills to them, and you will get paid to be a freelance copywriter. You now have a skill.
Okay, so I'm actually curious if in the course, maybe we'll go to Reddit and see. Once you're in the course, rather than actually teaching you the skill of copywriting, they're teaching you how to cold pitch yourself to get clients. Because if we go back just a second here.
If you have a B- level writing ability, meaning you are a halfway decent writer in school and didn't fail every single paper that you ever submitted, then you can learn this skill. You can become a copywriter. You can learn copywriting. You can spend a few weeks or a few months max to become proficient at the skill. You can reach out to businesses and sell your skills to them,
and sell your skills to them. Is he going to teach us the art of cold DMing? Because my money is on that's exactly what he's going to teach us. He's not going to teach us anything about copywriting. Yeah, he describes what a copywriter does, but not why it's worth $1 bajillion. Harrison, it's worth millions because it's the ticket to all of these coaches being able to sell their shitty programs. They need your B- level writing skills in order to convince the chumps of tomorrow to open their wallets and hand over their credit cards. Ham, welcome. He says, hi from Australia. Hello, hello, and welcome to the live chat. Yeah, not failing every paper and B- grades are two very different things. And in my opinion, I don't think either of those things qualify you to be able to write my website copy. I'm sorry. We heard it here first. $1 million price tag for B- level writing proficiency. Really selling the value there.
You will get paid to be a freelance copywriter. You now have a skill that you can use to make a ton of money and it requires nothing. It requires no capital for you to fulfill the service. Unlike dropshipping or Amazon, where you have product costs, you have sometimes advertising costs that cut into your margins, and it turns the 10K that you make into like $1,000 or less. Or an agency where you have to pay people to fulfill the service for you, and then you're left with the scraps. It's just you and a Google Doc against the world when you're a copywriter. You spend 1 to 2 hours writing something for a business that can make them thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions through the skill of copywriting. Now, why wouldn't a business owner just learn the skill themselves? If it's so important, why wouldn't they prioritize it? Good question. I think they should. And in every business that I've ever run, I've written my own copy. But not every business owner thinks like that. If you're an average business owner, these are the things that you need to worry about.
That doesn't make any sense. You want to know why the average business owner doesn't write their own copy? Because they're busy running their actual fucking business. Pardon my language. This is just so irritating. I mean, when you're a small business just starting out, you know, you're not making a ton of money, absolutely you'll write your own copy. My yoga business, I built my entire website. I wrote all the copy for it, everything. I think that's totally fine. But when it comes to like larger scale businesses, the reason why those business owners aren't writing their own website copy isn't because they don't understand the skill of copywriting. It's because as your business scales, you start outsourcing the things that aren't your like zone of genius. So, for example, I am a content creator. Right now, I'm not at a size where it makes sense for me, for example, to outsource my editing here on YouTube. I would love to eventually. Right now, that's not in the cards. When I'm at the point where I'm trying to scale my YouTube channel, it would absolutely make sense for me to hire an editor to do that for me because that's their zone of genius versus me trying to learn how to become an expert level editor on my own. So same goes for copywriting. I'm not going to waste my time learning how to become a copywriter when I could just pay someone to do it for me and have that time back to be able to actually run my business and actually focus on selling the skill that I'm good at. I don't write my own copy, but you can charge people to write theirs. And he definitely does not handwrite his copy. It doesn't make any sense. Hillary says, and also because writing good copy for a reputable business is hard. Not a skill you can master randomly from an online course in a week. Exactly. And even if I wanted to like go and study copywriting for whatever he said earlier, a couple weeks or a couple months, that's not a good use of my time. I need to be focused on actually delivering the service for my business, not, sorry guys, I'm not taking any clients for the next 3 months while I learn how to become a copywriter so I can write my own copy for my website. Like what? No, I would hire someone else to do it. Someone else who does it full time and understands it. So stupid. Hello, Sean. Welcome. He says, I just arrived. How close are we to becoming billionaires? You know what? We haven't signed up for the course yet, so you are just right on time.
Customer service, managing your team, managing expenses, media buying, creating an organic presence, managing the tech stack, dealing with investors or their partners, focusing on opening new channels to grow into as a business, getting into retail, getting into press, hiring new team members. It never ends. Do you think they have the time to sit down and write emails or blogs for their company, or even have the time to learn how to do it? No. So now you're probably thinking, why not just let AI do it? That's pretty fast and also way cheaper. AI is not good, and it's not going to be good for a long time. AI is only as good as the prompts that you feed it. And if you, as a busy business owner, don't have time to learn copy or learn what good copy even looks like, then AI is not going to help you. In fact, it'll probably hurt you. I do not know a single business owner that uses AI for copywriting. They hire real people, and oftentimes they hire people that I've trained.
Again, also not true. I would agree. You can never, ever, I do not condone ever taking what an ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, writes for you. If I write the copy for my website, do not ever copy and paste that. Even captions on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. What AI can do, again, I'm thinking of like, I talk to a lot of very small scale, small businesses, some that are like just a little side hobby people have while they work a regular job, some that bring in, maybe $40,000, $50,000 a year, not these like massive businesses. people that make enough money to get by but don't have a ton of capital to invest on hiring a copywriter, I don't think in those cases there's anything wrong with using a tool like ChatGPT to help you come up with ideas and then using your human brain to make it sound more like you. I think that if that's all someone has the resources and ability to afford, I think a lot of business owners are doing that, I guess is my point. For him to say that no one is doing it, obviously he wants to focus on the rich people that are going to pay tens of thousands of dollars a month. But I just think it kind of like pushes aside a whole demographic of people who maybe copywriting or paying a copywriter isn't totally accessible for them. There are alternative tools that you can use, provided that you use them correctly. Yeah, I do not know a single business owner is probably how that sentence should have ended. That's the impression it's giving, because I'm like, I have spoken in the past 5 years. I've probably spoken to close to 1,000 small business owners at this point. And there is all of the ones I'm thinking of would not fall into this category. Okay. It just seems like such a bold statement to make. He's too busy using AI prompts, but not too busy to write his own copy. And yet, as a business owner, who's busy, you should outsource. Do we have that right? Yeah, I'm confused.
I bet you're thinking now, okay, Mason, sounds great, but there's no way that a company paid you 48 grand a month to do their copywriting for them. You're right, that's insane. No one's paying that. Each company that I worked with only paid me about 2 to 3 grand a month. So I wasn't working for one business. I was working for as many as I could. Copywriting is just straight up not a full-time job. Most companies don't realize that they don't need to hire a full-time copywriter, they need to hire a freelancer. For me to make tens of thousands of dollars for a business, I need to write 3 emails a week, probably refresh their ads once a month too, maybe a blog post, and then if they ask me, probably help with like Instagram captions and writing stuff for their stories. But because I understand the skill of copywriting, that will not take me more than like 2-3 hours a week. So if I'm making $2K a month for 3 hours of work a week, do you know what that means? I can decide to work 6 hours a week and make $4K a month, or I can work 12 hours a week and make $8K a month, or I can dedicate every waking hour to making money and make $40K a month like I did at my peak. You can choose how much you want to make. You can have a chill, very laid-back lifestyle like my boys Mao or Lutz, or you can take this opportunity to create abundance for the rest of your life. Life-changing.
Wait. Hold on. I was doing mental math while he was talking. His peak was making $40K a month. He said he had to work insane hours and he was able to make $40K per month. But didn't he say he's a millionaire copywriter? So that right there to me is telling on himself. I don't know where did I get the millionaire from? Is it here? Maybe it was on his Instagram. Okay, so $40K a month for 12 months would be $480,000. So that's not a millionaire. I just want to keep that in the memory as we continue to look through this guy's content, because he said it himself. At his peak, he made $40,000 a month. So I don't even think he did that consistently over a long period of time.
Money, building wealth like Kevin or Griff or me. However much money you want to make, I want to give you my system. This system is allowing copywriters to make 5, 15, 20, 40K a month in a relatively short amount of time. This is the system that leaves professional copywriters confused and a little bit pissed off that you're making more money as a freelancer than they are at 10 years at their senior level job. It's a system that makes your friends and your extended family a little bit jealous that you get to make 6 figures working on your couch. It's the system that I've given to hundreds of my students that can now decide exactly what they want to make, how much they want to work, and where they want to do it from. This system is all inside the Copy MBA Inner Circle. The Inner Circle is a coaching.
I hate when coaches, any coaches, not this guy, all coaches, call their program MBA. It's so misleading. I hate it.
Program that I put together out of necessity. I've been scouring the internet for almost 4 years now looking for answers to questions like, how do I quickly start my freelance copywriting business with no experience? How do I find clients online that are willing to pay me thousands of dollars a month? How do I get people to give me a shot if I'm younger, less experienced, have no degree, whatever? Or where
Just lie to them. Cold DM 1,000 people and lie to all of them. That's how.
Do I direct my energy to so I can work my ass off and have a way for me to put this somewhere where I can actually make money and actually get paid for the effort I put in, unlike the job that I'm working? Nobody can answer these questions. I've looked everywhere. And because it's such a valuable problem to solve, I've decided to do it myself. Inside the inner circle, here's what my coaches are doing for you. We're giving you a full roadmap to replace your income in 4 months.
Okay, so he has coaches that work for him. He's not even doing the actual coaching. Noted.
We think that if you do every single thing that we say, you will be making money online as a freelance copywriter within 4 months max. And if we can't, here's the guarantee, here's the kicker, we will work with you for free until you do. If you do not make your initial investment back within 4 months and you're not making money online with copywriting within 4 months, we will work with you one-on-one for free until you're there. Signed, sealed, delivered, check the paperwork, it's in writing, it's guaranteed. We do this by working with you directly, one-on-one, with a dedicated coach that'll get on calls with you, guide you through your outreach and interacting with prospects and clients, and keeping you accountable for everything you do. We offer weekly coaching calls for every single day of the work week with a live Q&A, live lessons from our coaches, problem-solving different problems you don't even know you have yet as a freelancer, and you get to hang out with regular people who are making multiple 6 figures a year doing what you want to do. We give you 24/7 copywriting feedback so you never have to guess if your copy sucks. We'll tell you. Your coaches will read your copy, break it down, tell you what to fix so you can submit it to your client without stressing out. We're going to turn you into the type of writer who can make millions for your clients. And the number one biggest thing that separates my program from every single coaching program that exists on the planet for copywriting. Doesn't matter if you're paying 100 or 100,000. Nobody has this. No one's doing it like this. We are giving you leads. That's right. The hardest part about being a freelance copywriter is getting clients. Even with our system, which we know is good, and we know it'll get you clients, there is no guaranteed way for you to get that first client in less than a week. It's just...
All right. Red flag number 4. System for getting clients. System for getting clients. Nobody has a blueprint. Nobody has a system in any business, copywriting, anything. Do not, please, 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 do not fall for anyone that's telling you, or selling you rather, their blueprint for XYZ. I did thing ABC is not credentials as to why you can also do thing ABC. It's like, I'm so sick of people using their personal experience as a qualification for why you should buy whatever they're selling.
It's not going to happen. It has happened, but we can't guarantee it. We don't know for sure what's going to happen when you go into a conversation with a prospect. It comes down to luck sometimes. It does. And it can be a tricky process. The one thing we're doing to make that easier is we are doing lead gen for our students inside the inner circle right now as we speak. Between my social media accounts, our partner social media accounts, and our cold outbound channels, we are generating leads that are ready to get connected to my students right now. And all of these leads are offering to pay $1 to $5 grand a month for you to write copy for them. Now, is it guaranteed that you're gonna get leads from us? No, because if you're an untrained copywriter with no writing ability and no drive to actually work hard for these people, that's gonna make us look bad. But if your
Exactly, Suzanne. Suzanne says, as soon as you hear the word system, run.
coach identifies that you're a decent writer and you're ready to go and you're motivated and you're gonna do good by these leads, then we are gonna give them to you. We recently gave a lead to a student that was offering $9,000 a month on retainer for a copywriter. $9 grand a month is $108,000 a year. That's one lead that we gave to one copywriter. That one client alone could change someone's life. And we gave it to this one student because they're a great fit, high energy, good dude, and I know he's gonna crush for this client. I haven't even told you about the 12 plus hours of actual course content we have inside the inner circle. 12 hours of course content that teaches you the fundamentals of writing, the fundamentals of marketing and psychology, the 100-year-old tactics that copywriters are using to print cash for their clients, the methods I use to write 3 times faster than any other copywriter, the principles behind getting clients.
Did he just say he can write 3 times faster than any other copywriter? Like, pardon, what? 3 times fast. Look at how fast I can type. It's giving me flashbacks to, like, I don't know if anyone who is from outside of Canada or even in Canada, if you remember in, like, I don't know, I remember in like grade 9 business computer class, but I think we did it in public school too. There was this program called All the Right Type, and it was like how fast you could type. You had to like, they would have words on the screen and you got to like type out the words, and there's like all these games. Anyway, this is his statement there of like, I can write 3 times faster than any other copywriter, was just like immediately giving me flashbacks to All the Right Type. What a weird flex.
With copywriting, the secrets for freelancers so they can make more money in less time, and the strategies behind managing your workload so you can have a sick lifestyle.
Also a really great point. Julia says, just because there's hours and hours of content doesn't mean it's valuable or good. That's making me think of like Amanda Francis, who will just allegedly, I don't know, I've never taken her programs, but former students have told me she basically pulls all of her live streams off Facebook and then calls it a course and puts it into like an online library. So it's like, okay, is that actually good quality? So there's hours and hours of these live streams, but like it's all garbage, allegedly. So what's the point? Oh, man.
Everyone's heard of the overworked copywriter. Everyone knows. You're not gonna be that. You're gonna use our system, you're gonna make 6 figures, and you're gonna be doing whatever you want the rest of the time. Now, this is the part where I tell you that this program does have a price tag. Obviously, if we're gonna set you up with a full blueprint for a freelancing business that makes you 5 to 15K a month while working from your couch, and we're gonna guide you every single step of the way to getting your first few clients, and giving you opportunities to take paying clients.
Also, just being a little bit nitpicky, but like, I don't want to work from my couch. I don't want a job where I have to work from my couch. That sounds like a back problem waiting to happen.
From us that you can just have, that's gonna cost money. But if you compare it to what colleges are charging to teach you how to make less money and have less freedom, then this might be one of the greatest investments you could ever make in your entire life.
Again, one of the reasons it's so irritating to me when people call their problems, these programs are a problem, when they call their programs MBA, is that they're trying, in my opinion, to create that false equivalency to a college degree, just like he just said. You spend all this money on a college degree and you don't get a good paying job, but you can pay me, I have no idea, maybe the same amount of money, and I'll help you make a ton of money, allegedly.
And like I said earlier, if it doesn't work out exactly the way that we want it to, where you're making money in 4 months, then we will work with you for free until you are making money. Before I tell you how to get your hands on Inner Circle, there's one thing that you absolutely have to know. There is not one singular type of person that this business works for. You don't have to be exactly like me to be a freelance copywriter. We have people from all different walks of life, all different ages, and all different countries crushing it with copywriting. We have young killers like Bo, who is currently in med school and is also playing on the Duke women's basketball team. And she's crushing with copywriting. She's insanely motivated and driven, much more than I was. I was lazy. I'm like the lazy guy. She could do anything, but she chose copywriting. High performers live here in the Inner Circle. We also have hardworking moms like Jackie. She's currently making around 5K a month and loves the amount of free time that she gets with her job, especially after quitting her old job. She was making way less money and it was like,
again, just naming random people, no proof. They're not showing a website that they built, not showing even like a stock photo of their face, nothing. Feels like story time with whatever this guy's name is.
60 hours a week. She's all about optimizing family time so she can chill with her husband and her 3 daughters. And I think that's dope. Copywriting allows her to do that. By the way, she was able to quit her job 9 days after joining the program. Just thought I'd let you know. We also have guys like Mao, who prioritize travel and experiencing life, who still make 6 figures almost from the beach. Like literally on the beach, writing copy on vacation. So it does not.
Again, similar to working from my couch, I also don't want to work while I'm on the beach. If I'm on the beach, I'm on the beach, relaxing, working on my tan, maybe, getting some sunshine, going for a swim in the ocean. Have you ever brought your laptop to the beach? It would be full of sand. Like, why do we glamorize or glorify working from anywhere? That sounds like a nightmare to me, actually. And yes, red flag number, what are we on, 4 or 5? There's no person this doesn't work for. Never saw that one coming. Ding, 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 ding.
Not matter where you're from, how old you are, what your interests are, what your experience level is, or anything like that. If you can write in English at a B- level of proficiency, you have 5 to 10 hours a week of free time. You can be a copywriter. You can make money.
I can pretty much promise you that large scale businesses that make a lot of money are not going to hire a B- level writer. No offense to anyone. If that is your skill set, that's fine. I'm just saying, if I'm running $100 million business, I want the best of the best. I don't want someone who barely passed their English class.
Online doing this, and you can be another success story from my inner circle. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, here's what you do. I want you to click the link below this video and fill out the form attached so we can see kind of what you're like. We want to see if you're a good fit for this. And I only want to work with people one-on-one who know what this program is going to entail. If you're not serious about it, or you're looking for like some sort of passive income, get rich quick thing, go elsewhere. This is not passive income, sorry. This is what we call highly leveraged income, where you can take advantage of a skill that a very small percentage of people even have in this world and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with it. And if you get through the form, it'll allow you to book a call with one of my team members. They're going to get to know you, ask a few questions, see where you're at, and if we feel like you'd be a good addition to our community of 400 plus high-earning copywriters,
I'm going to go out on a limb here and pretty much assume that whoever you get on a sales call with is only going to ask you questions that they can then use the answers that you give them to prime you or guilt trip you essentially into buying the program at the end. Everyone is a right fit based on the presentation we just watched. Therefore, the sales call isn't really an opportunity to get to know you so much as get to know you in a way that we can then leverage that to convince you to buy what we're selling.
we're going to get you started. We're going to get you making money online right away. So click the link below, fill out the form, and I can't wait to see you inside. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Interesting. Hillary says, presumably he will teach his students to market to new coaches, right? I got pitched by new copywriters a couple times when I was coaching. I absolutely assume that one of the modules, if not multiple of the modules, is going to be about cold pitching. How to find people that will pay you. And that's a pretty good guess that he would target new coaches. I wonder if he has a partnership with like a coaching certification program. Now there's a business opportunity. Okay, so let's see. There's a bunch of results, blah, blah, blah. Apply for one-on-one coaching, screenshots of people's alleged wins. Same thing we've always seen. So let's go through the application. And then we will see, if it gives us a price. I don't know. What's your current experience? Nope, beginner. What do you do for work? Doctor. If you're accepted, yeah, I want to make money. I am ready. What's my Instagram handle? Don't have. Tell me in detail. I don't want to tell you anything. I'm bored. I like how I'm typing in all caps too. Need new job. I'm also writing in really bad English because I'm a B- level writer. Okay, here we go. This program requires an investment of $2,500 to $5,000. Yeah, absolutely. Why is that? That's a pretty big range. It's either this price or it's double this price. Like what? Does that not seem super odd to anyone else? So then, see, I get to immediately book my call. There's not an actual vetting process. And there's lots of calls available. So that's kind of sketchy in my opinion. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to switch back to here for a second. And then we can go to Reddit and see what's going on. Requiring you to have the funds to invest in coaching is not giving a price would be super shady. Yeah, I wonder if there's a VIP option. That there must be, because why else would it be either one price or double? You guys, if you want to hire me, you can either pay me $5,000 or you can pay me $500,000. I'll let you choose which price you want to pay, but it's just those two options. You can either pay me one or the other. Okay? Great. We cancel 83% of applications. Absolutely false. Especially when they give you the opportunity to book the call right away. What are they going to do? Cancel my call? I doubt it. I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not they follow up with me via email. Being like, hey, we see you didn't book your call. Maybe you should consider it. Actually, let me go to my email inbox right now and we can see. Okay, so far nothing, but I will let you know if I get an email tomorrow from the sales team saying, you forgot a step, you didn't book your call. If he can copyright 3 times faster than anyone else, maybe he can vet applications that quickly also. You would think. If I can write fast, I can read fast, you know? Let's see. Yeah, my individual is going to get their inbox blown up. Poor little Jane Doe has something else coming for her, that's for sure. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, I wanted to go to Reddit. Copy MBA. Okay, there's quite a few different things here we could read through. So let's start with this one. Did I make the right decision spending $700 on Copy MBA course? So it used to only be $700. That's interesting. I recently purchased this person's copywriting course for $699.99. I am 10% through the course, and I am just curious about the reliability of this course and if there is something I should know about it. I get vibes that he is just one big money grab, acting like your friend for you to buy this course, or is he genuine? I can't tell. Help. And this is in the copywriting subreddit. So lots of deleted comments. Okay, this person says he created an audience speaking to the camera with his baseball cap, brown eyes, baby face, and locks of hair. He used to work at McDonald's until he discovered this thing called copywriting. Wow, and all that really took was 3 months of hard work and his business caught on like wildfire. Same rags to riches story we hear time and time again. Insert video clips of luxury, yachts, girls, parties, and exclusive restaurants. The audience drools. Maybe I should become a copywriter. Before you know it, you're on his email list. Congrats, you're now top of the funnel. For those of you that don't know, email marketing, typically when you sign up, so like I just gave them my fake email, or it's a real email, but it's not like my email. I am now in the funnel. So basically it's like you give someone your email, usually in exchange for like a freebie or some kind of offer. And then that's when you get into like all of these different marketing emails that hopefully warm you up to then buy whatever it is they're selling. Some months later, you are exhausted from your day job. You notice an invite to his live webinar. So you say, what the heck? After an hour of pretty good writing and business tips and subtle messaging with words like easy and money sprinkled in every few minutes, much like we've seen many times on this channel, you have been adequately inundated with his marketing message. You are ripe for an offer. If one of 100 people buys, he makes $500,000 this month from his digital product. Don't hate the player, hate the game. For all I know, the course is great. Between Udemy and Amazon, you could have probably found the same knowledge with greater depth for $65, but the patron is paying for speed of implementation, and maybe the marketer is delivering just that. I wouldn't know because I didn't buy it, so let us know if the course is any good. Super interesting, also very true. This is what I tell people time and time again. If I don't have anything against online courses, if you are wanting to learn a new skill, I highly recommend using something like Udemy and just seeing what exists. They have coupons all the time. You can get some really great courses for like less than $50 US if you want to learn like a tangible skill. So if I wanted to learn copywriting, I would probably buy a course on Udemy because it's going to be cheap. And most Udemy courses, you get to see like a preview of what's inside. So you'll kind of get an idea of like what the quality of the content is like. And I just think like rather than paying a grifter or someone you're kind of unsure of, $500, $700, $1,000, you could just buy a cheap course on Udemy if you wanted to learn a specific skill. The one thing most people miss when it comes to investing in courses and mentorship programs is the investment itself. The investment is what makes you care more. You have skin in the game equals a chance of success. Committing skyrockets people. Okay. This is very common rhetoric that many coaches use, not even like just this guy. We see this all the time in the coaches industry. And chime in the chat if you have fallen victim to this idea of investing in yourself in order to move yourself to that next level. Because while yes, I would agree that if I sign up for like a free course, for example, the likelihood of me finishing that course probably not very high. Whereas if I spent a little bit of money, I might be more likely to try it. But I don't think spending, in this case, $700 is then going to guarantee me success, nor is it even going to guarantee that I finish the course. It's just like very, very manipulative, in my opinion, to say like, well, if you want to be successful, you need to be willing to invest, because people who are successful don't rely on free handouts. Do you know how many free workarounds I used in my business when I first got started? A lot. Okay, and then this comment replied to that and said, sometimes I've paid $3,500 for courses that I spent a whole year trying to build a business out of with no success. Exactly. Spending money doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a return on that investment. That's just not how the world works. The time, the money, everything about it was a huge inefficiency. Won't say it didn't expand my personal growth since it dealt with life coaching, but the losses, shaking my head. On the flip side, I have taken $10 Udemy courses, which ended up getting me an extra 10 to 20K per year in salary. Exactly. I think that you're better off paying less money. And in terms of like, what's the word I'm looking for? The ratio of the return, I think it's going to be way higher when you buy like a $50 course than it is when you buy a $5,000 course. Okay, then they're just discussing how that guy made money. I spent a little money on his original thing. I have to admit that I got scammed in a way. If these people are so rich, then why are they charging beginners so much money? That is unethical in itself. And why are they always so young? Absolutely agree with this. I know in my own experience, there has been, not so much recently, but when I first started making content on YouTube, like, I guess almost 3 years ago now, people were critical of me because, if you don't know, I have a whole TikTok page that I built to, I don't know, I have like 60,000 followers now, where I just talk about like building a business in Canada. And yes, I sell an online course for $25 that teaches you step-by-step how to start a business. I don't make a ton of money through like teaching people how to start a business. I literally share that information for free to help people who don't have money learn how to start a business. And I just think like there's something so icky to me, much to what this person in this comment here on Reddit is saying. There's something so icky in targeting beginner people who want to, whatever it is, learn how to start a business, learn how to start a side hustle, learn how to do whatever, charging them thousands of dollars, because I know I started a business and I didn't have a ton of money. It's just so gross to target the people who are most vulnerable, charge them the most amount of money, when it's like, why can't you just be human and help people, want to help people, want to give them information for free? Why are we gatekeeping everything behind a multiple $1,000 paywall? I don't get it. What's the ROI for $2? How do we get rich? Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. To answer your question, the ROI for this $2 is some applause. And this is the only advice I have.
It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
We're all going to get rich quick. All you have to do is send me $2 and pray to the universe that you will also receive $2. And then maybe tomorrow you can check your bank account and you'll have $2 in there. So congratulations, and on being one step closer to manifesting the life of your dreams. This person says Udemy courses are such BS, though, not gonna lie. I think it really depends on the course you take. Again, I recommend, if you are gonna buy one, to watch through the preview content that people provide. I've only had a positive experience on Udemy. I've bought a few courses on like editing. I bought one on, I think it was like web design or something. And neither course was more than $20. And it was like hours of content, and it was really good. Like, if there was, I was trying to figure out how to remove the background of my video without using a green screen. And the guy had like a 20-minute video, better than anything I could find on YouTube, that showed me exactly what I needed to know. So I've learned a lot from the courses I've taken, but I'm also very, very careful in like looking at all of the different options and finding the best one for the price that I want to pay. But I'm sure there are definitely some crappy courses because anyone can create a course on Udemy. You really just have to do your due diligence. Oh, Aaron, amazing. Sorry, I didn't see this comment. Aaron says, I got my I Hate It Here shirt and it's really nice. I'm wearing mine right now. If you guys didn't know, I have merch. This is one of them. It says, I hate it here. Thank you so much for buying. If you post it on your Instagram story and tag me, I will share it to my story. Super excited to see that. I didn't even get a notification. I'll have to log in and see what's going on. So sorry to anyone if you've purchased merch and I haven't acknowledged you. I don't know what I'm doing. Help, I'm just a girl. The universe is more likely to deliver me $2 than a B- level copywriting pyramid course. Ain't that the truth? Okay, now that I've gotten sufficiently distracted, let's go back to this Reddit thread. Okay. Lots of people saying, like, it's up to you to decide if it's worth it. I'm in the course and I actually think it's pretty good. It's definitely expensive, but it gives you a lot of information. Information you could definitely learn from books, but tons of creative briefs to practice on. I will say that, like, one of the benefits of buying a course of any kind is saving yourself the time of, like, manually having to go find the information. So, again, if I bought a course on how to use Final Cut Pro, rather than going to YouTube every single time I want to learn something, it's designed in a way that it starts you at the basics and gets more into like more complicated edits as you move along. It's like you're paying for the curation of the content. Now, to what degree the curation equates to like a super inflated price tag, that's what people can kind of tend to disagree on. Never heard of him. That course is bogus. I once blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. I've been in Copy MBA for a while now. I will say that the course itself is solid, but getting into his community app is probably the best part. I'd be lying if I said I felt the knowledge given is worth $700, but it got my gears moving. So again, same thing. Could probably find the same information elsewhere. Is it worth that price point? I don't know. I'll pay you $100 to access the course. That's actually so funny. He's a scam artist. How did this investment end up working out for you? It was a ripoff, someone said. Oh no. I remember I was in the class as well. You'll get as much as you put in from what I've heard from that course. It will help you scale the business and succeed. And it's really useful. Okay, so it sounds like some of these people are saying it's good, but I'm highly skeptical. Here we go. This guy, the guy we just looked at, Cardinal Mason, is unfortunately another byproduct of Andrew Tate's Hustler University, a program that teaches broke losers how to become a professional scam artist. I wish you could get $700 back, but any claims of refunds are never fulfilled. I'm working through this course. I didn't pay $700 for it. I'm a digital marketer by trade for nearly $3 billion per year B2B tech company. From what I see from our copywriters is on par with this course, if not even a little worse. So much so that I write a lot of my own and my ads consistently outperform. Okay. IMO, I consider it a scam when the value of what is provided doesn't meet the value that someone paid for the product. It depends on the spectrum of what type and how much. Okay, so this isn't actually super helpful. I want someone to be like, this is exactly what I did inside the course, and it was worth it or it wasn't worth it. Here we go. So this is also in the r/copywriting, and it says, for anyone considering Copy MBA. It said, it's a saying as old as time. Those who can't do, teach. The content of Copy MBA isn't bad, but it's nowhere near the value that would be required to justify the cost. You can learn more from Coursera's Foundations of Digital Marketing and E-commerce for $50 a month, and it will take between 1 to 3 months, and HubSpot Academy has many courses for marketing, sales, and more for free. The idea that the content of Copy MBA is enough to make you a professional copywriter doing freelance work or running an agency is ludicrous. It has some of the information that is useful, but it's all very basic. It doesn't teach on anything more advanced and is a waste of time, or a waste of money, especially when compared to recognized or well-known courses. Coursera hosts programs and courses that offer certificates, and the courses are made by Google. Meta and many more. HubSpot is very well known as a software provider, and taking their courses not only teaches you about marketing or sales, but also trains you on their software. Is this person being paid by Coursera? Because this kind of sounds like an ad. I've been meaning to post about this for a long time. I don't know if anyone will see it, but I hope I just saved you $100. Copy MBA is the dumbest course name I've ever heard. You can tell the creator has no clue about copywriting because an MBA is the last thing someone cares about when hiring a copywriter. It's actually an oxymoron because most MBAs are geared towards people who want to climb a corporate ladder. Copy MFA would be more appropriate if you want to name it in the higher end route. If you think the name is dumb, wait until you see the Facebook ads. It's this moron on a boat with his students who claim they're making high 5 or 6 figures. This is the same shit we see in the coaches industry. This is like the bro version of the girly pops all hanging out at a conference together where they're all dancing and like idolizing whoever the woman is on stage. So, I hate it. Ironically, you'd be better off using that time completing articles to add to your portfolio. Anyone hiring a copywriter would rather see completed articles rather than a degree from Con MBA. When you start to get better at copywriting, you start to get better at the observation of good marketing and good copy. You can tell that Cardinal Mason does not care about copywriting. In all of his videos, he is using sneaky tactics that all of us know or should. The info product space is a two-faced industry. Yes, he just got exposed. The office he claims he works at does not even exist. Also has yet to respond. Okay, let's look up his name maybe on Reddit. Maybe there's more information. Has anyone taken the course? How did it pan out? He's a fake guru scam artist. Tell me why you think so. It's BS. You can see it. Be nice, man. I'm new to this. Sorry. Okay. I'm so tired of people talking about this guy. I just landed a client who fired their copywriter who took his course and thought she was the greatest writer to have ever written. It's generic. It's fine. If you're interested in copywriting, go to LinkedIn Learning. Okay. Let's go to this guy's Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel. We could watch one of his YouTube videos. I believe it has copyrighted music, so we'll just have to, in editing, I'll have to take the sound out for anyone watching the replay. But let's start with his Instagram. So the person who sent me this said, this post is such a blatant lie and hugely misleading. I don't even know, or I don't even need to explain it. Oh. Instagram took down my Instagram story out of violation. Okay, hold on. Ooh, let me start this over. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, so it says, odds of you winning the lottery are 0.0001%. And then it says, odds of you becoming a millionaire after 5 years of online business are 90%. Who created that stat? Because that is very not true. The caption reads, nobody ever knows they're going to make it until it happens. The first step is removing self-doubt, then executing like your life depends on it, because it does. Shout out copywriting. But seriously, I want to know where he got this stat that after 5 years of online business, there's a 90% chance you're going to be a millionaire. Because isn't the stat something like 90 or 80% of business owners don't even make 6 figures? So those two things don't even make sense. Because even if I made $100K a year, it would still take me 10 years to make $1 million, right? Doesn't make any sense. Please find a video of him on the boat. Okay, let's go to his Instagram and see. So here he's in a Rolls Royce, it looks like. Okay, it looks like he's just in his apartment for all these videos. Also, like, oh my God. I want to see what it's like to have rich friends.
To get more rich friends. As a guy with exclusively rich friends, let me tell you why it's so great.
Guys, I only hang out with rich people, so if you want to know what it's like to only hang out with rich people, keep watching.
Got a text yesterday from Rob the bank. He goes, borrowing your whip. I left my Ferrari in Miami for like 3 weeks under the custody of my friends because I figured like, I'm not gonna use it, they might as well. So I was like, fuck yeah, Rob's gonna get some cool videos of him in the Ferrari. Then he reveals to me that he's borrowing the M5. He was like, yeah, I'm driving the BMW. I'm like, why? I kinda got pissed. That's the other car I have down in Florida. I'm like, why would you drive that shit box? Why don't you drive the Ferrari? Maybe you're asking, why am I fighting to give my friends my car? Like, what if something bad happens? What if they crash it? That's exactly the point. If Rob the fucking bank drove my car off the causeway and let it sink to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, I would not be upset for a single second. First of all, I'd make sure he's okay, but he probably will be because he's jacked. Then Rob would go and buy me a new F8 in cash with the money he made in the last 9 days and probably put a little bow on it. He also recently wanted to wear a watch to a courtside Miami Heat game, and so he was like, yo, can I borrow the John Mayer? I was like, of course. $80,000 watch. And Rob is just as generous back to me and Ben and Jimmy and any of the boys that we hang out with because that's how it works. None of us worry about our stuff getting damaged or fucked with at all because number one, we're all trustworthy. Number two, we're all rich, so if we had to fix it, we could. Here's the kicker. When you have rich friends and they're all generous and you're generous back, you know what that means? You basically have 4 times the stuff. So Rob only has like 2 watches, but he doesn't because Ben has 2 watches, Jimmy has 3 watches, I have like 9. I only have 2 cars in Miami, but Rob has a Cybertruck, Ben has a Porsche, Jimmy has a Urus. I technically have, if I want, an M5, a Ferrari, a Urus, a Porsche, and a Cybertruck. Sharing is caring. We all live in the same building. It literally does not fucking matter. You and your friends are Venmoing each other for $8 Ubers. Jimmy will give me a brand new Chrome Heart shirt because he bought it, tried it on at home, realized he didn't like it, and he was like, Mace, you want this? And I was like, yes. I'm not a cut off all your friends guy. I don't really think that's productive, but definitely get rich so you can have rich friends because your life literally 10x's in quality. It's amazing.
Oh my God. Julia says, dude is trying to flex so hard. This is giving the vibes of like what a not wealthy person thinks wealthy people do. You know, like when you see, oh, I forget what it was exactly, but I was reading something on Threads yesterday where it was like, oh, what habits do wealthy people have that poor people don't have? And a lot of the comments were coming from people who were like admitting that they weren't wealthy. Like, well, I'm poor and I think rich people, blah, 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 blah. And it's just so apparent to me, like I'm not rich and I honestly don't know what rich people do. But this whole video to me is giving like me making a video being like, this is how rich people act. I'm like, I don't actually know how rich people act because I'm not rich. Like the whole thing of like, I think rich people have 10 watches and 7 cars and la da 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 da. Like it just seems like a literal child. A child's fantasy imagination of what it would be like to be rich. That's the impression it's giving me. Exactly. Sean says, this guy is scamming teenagers, no grown adults. My guess would be that his target market is like people around his age. I think he said he was 22. So I would guess he targets young men aged like 18 to 22 who want to have that rich lifestyle, who want to be one of his rich friends. Oh, so painful. This guy is giving tater tot vibes 1000%. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's hear about what it's like to fly private, guys.
This year, I think I've spent over 100K on jets.
It's March, bro.
I know, but I think you guys should do it. It's not the greatest financial decision of all time to fly private, but like it's extremely convenient. For me to fly from Miami to New York, Miami airport's always jammed.
Yeah. It's the worst airport.
You have to get there at least 2 hours early. It's an hour through security. Jeez. And then you have to walk to the gate, wherever the fuck that is. And Miami International is just one long terminal. So you might have to walk like a mile and a half to get to like the terminal you want to get to. You're there.
Have you ever been to Toronto Pearson? Because that is the freaking stupidest airport where you have to walk to the depths of the earth, I swear to God, to catch any flight. Ah!
You're boarding, and then everyone's like, oh, there's a crying baby. Oh, the baby needs to, throw up. So the baby throws up. We can't take off until the flight attendant cleans up.
What?
And then they like do the whole fucking thing for everybody, get up in the air, and then you're flying, and then you land, and then it takes like a minute to get off, and then you're walking through, and you have to go get your bag. Dude, for me to fly, same way. So that's like a whole day thing.
Yep.
Okay, so this is from a podcast called Stick Talk. Do you guys want to listen to that? We could watch a podcast. I'm down. Oh my God. Okay. Let me see. I see Harrison is sending me something. You guys can't see my secret messenger inbox. Money doesn't get you girls, but this does. Oh my God. Okay. Where was that one? How far back is it? Oh no. Where is that one? I don't even see it. Okay, let me see. Okay, got it. All right, let me switch back. Here we are. We're back in it, baby.
Ever heard in my life is that guys can just get rich and
Okay, he said the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life is that guys can get rich.
girls will come their way.
And
So guys
girls will
get in
come
the
their way.
gym and they start making a little bit of money and they're like, where are all the women? Dog. Does not work this way. The whole money gets you girls thing is a lie, but you know what isn't a lie? The fact that status gets you girls. There are a number of ways to get status. The easiest one by far is money. So you can earn status by being connected to a bunch of different people and just working on relationships for like a decade or two. Or you can buy status by just like spending money to be around these people and then just being a cool person. This guy makes 6 figures a year. He's 19. He's obviously top 1% for his age group, but he's not getting into girls because he's not outside like that. You got to get outside. How do you get outside? Use the fucking money. Take trips, post on Instagram, buy a cool car, post on Instagram, get your Instagram popping, find a promoter. And
Get your Instagram popping. Guys, if you want a girlfriend or a boyfriend for that matter, you got to post on Instagram and get your Instagram popping. You heard it first. I'm going to need to soundbite this. Holy crap.
in your city, a promoter knows all the girls. Tell the promoter you're throwing a party, put 10K behind it, staff him with getting all the girls to your crib or Airbnb or whatever you want to do. Invite 12 dudes and 2,000 girls. All of a sudden you are the party thrower and everyone's talking you up and there's 2,000 girls for you to pick from and 12 dudes. I don't want this to be a fucking relationship account. That's not my goal. I'm trying to make you money, bro. But if you already have money and you're a virgin, just do what I just said. The biggest lie I've ever heard in my life is that
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't with this guy. This is just crazy. Okay, there was another one I saw that I wanted to see. I wanted to watch. Where did it go? Something about, oh, here we go. The actual only way to get rich quick. Guys, get out the pens and papers. I think this is going to be the golden ticket we've all been waiting for.
you want to know the only way to make money faster? Speed up the time it takes for you to get your dream life, be it where you want to be, 10K a month, 15K a month, whatever. The only way to get that faster, start sooner. Start now. If you're starting a business and you want to be at that 10 to 15K a month sweet spot where everything's good and you know everything you need to know, do you want to start 6 months from now or 6 months from 6 months from now? The quicker you can get over that shitty part where you're confused and you're not making very much money and you're struggling, the quicker you can get to the point where you're actually having fun. You're putting it off because you don't want to go through the shitty part. Well, guess what? You're never going to get to the fun part either. If you start today, in 6 months, you will be at 10K a month for sure.
Okay, that's not true. That is not true. I get what he's saying. I actually do agree with the sentiment of like start now before you feel ready and you'll figure it out as you go. But the majority of business owners, disclaimer for anyone thinking about starting a business, the majority of business owners are not going to reach 10K in 6 months. Some might, but the majority of people, regardless of business, are likely not going to make 10K a month easy or whatever he said within the first 6 months. So let's just lower the expectations, okay, folks? This is giving spoiled rich kid whose parents gave him everything, 100%. Oh, God. This just keeps getting worse and worse, I feel like.
The longer you put it off, the longer it's going to take for you to get good and actually make money. Do you want to know the only
Jesus. Okay. What do we want to do? Do we think we could suffer through one of his podcasts? Do we want to check out his YouTube channel? What's the vibe? I still haven't found. Oh, here it is. This is pictures of him on a boat. Everything you do makes you everything you are. So he's on a boat with some guys, with some girls. And one of his friends lost a bunch of money on crypto. What a shock. This is just... Oh, did he stage a street interview, it looks like?
What do you do for a living?
I'm a copywriter. I'm a marketer.
You're a copywriter.
Yeah, copywriting.
What does that mean?
I write emails for brands.
Okay, this is so staged.
I write ads. I write words that make them money.
How did you get into this industry?
Just by accident, bro. I found it online, thought it was a scam, researched it, found out it's not a scam, tried it. Definitely not a scam. Made a bunch of money, now I'm here.
It sounds illegal, bro. Is it illegal?
Fully legal. Never done anything illegal in my entire life.
And is there anything in this industry that can make it like illegal? Like, can you do something wrong?
Yeah, you can make false claims. If you, I actually know some people that got by a little agency called the FTC. If you're a copywriter and you say some bad shit, like, you know, make claims about drugs or claims about stocks, you're going to jail.
So you never have to deal with anything like that?
No, I don't with that. I write emails for regular, legal, law-abiding people, e-commerce brands, personal brands, SaaS companies, stuff like that.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
And what is the most you yourself have ever generated in a single month?
It was actually last month. It was 65 grand.
$65,000 in 1 month?
Yeah.
And where can they find you on social media?
Cardinal Mason everywhere except for Instagram, where it would be Cardinal Mace, M-A-S-E.
Thank you for your time, bro.
Wait, so does he make money as a copywriter, or is he just a coach for copywriters? Because I was under the impression he wasn't doing copywriting anymore. He's just doing coaching copywriters. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel.
Now you are one of us. One of us. One of us.
Thought it was a scam. Found it was not a scam. Definitely not a scam. It's not illegal. Sold. Absolutely. If anyone tells you that what they're selling you is not illegal in the sales pitch, you absolutely should trust them and give them all your money. That's a joke. Don't do that. Oh, it took me to my own YouTube channel. That's embarrassing. Hi, guys. Okay, what? I think I pasted it. Oh, no, I changed it. Okay, frig. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Okay. Oh, that's my email inbox. My burner email inbox. Guys, I'm floundering. Okay, what did he say the podcast was called? Oh my God, YouTube keeps taking me back to my own thing. Cardinal, is that his real name? Okay, Stick Talk. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Which one do you guys want to listen to? We've got police encounters, 400K income per month, and strippers. Oh, that's an hour long. Let's just do this 5-minute. This is how I earned 6 figures in copywriting in 1 year.
When did you realize like you were that guy when it came to copywriting? Like how long did it take you to get to that level of confidence with that skill?
It took me a while. I think like when I felt like I was really good, I was probably about a year in when I felt like I could kind of do anything. Like for a while, like you're going to feel like a little bit, I mean, what about you? Because you're a copywriter.
I feel like I'm a very different breed than you.
You're B2B.
I do like very logical. You do very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, are you sure you want that?
Okay, sorry. I was trying to pause it because I just find it funny that they brag about how much money they're making. But this wine on the front here, I used to drink this wine back when I used to drink alcohol. It's like a $25 Canadian bottle of wine. It's not like a fancy wine is all I'm saying. If we're so rich and we have 9 watches and a Ferrari and all this stuff, you'd think we would have tastes more expensive than like $15 American bottle of wine. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of like, I didn't really get a chance to like flex the muscle too much because I was doing e-com. And like, I can write an e-com email in like legit 90 seconds.
But
because yours is more like you test a lot. So it's like one script that you run forever and you test it a lot.
But the things that you write are very outside the box. Like, how do you write that in 90 seconds? So like, this is gonna hit.
So an e-commerce email, and I only know this because I worked at Structured with Chase Diamond, and so like I had to write legit like 20 emails a day, and I had to figure out so it's subject line, preview text, header, subheader, call to action, subheader, body, call to action, and we talked about this last time where it's like Mad Libs. You just fill in the fucking blanks. Whereas like the subject line is like basically just something catchy that you think of. I would literally have like notes on my phone of like just all the funny shit that I would think of, and I'd think about like brands I could use it with because I was on like probably 10 brands at the agency. And so I'd be like, oh, that's a funny thing. I can give that to Disco, or I can give that to Balls, or I can give that to A System. And so I would just like, that would be one of my lines. And the preview text is sort of like just hypes up the subject line. And the header is like literally just like what the email's about. Subheader is a one-liner where it's like, what can you say to support the idea? So like, let's say it's like Memorial Day, right? So like subject line, 30% off for Memorial Day. Preview text, get in for da-da-da. Header, 30% off just for you. Subheader, you know, whatever Memorial Day means to the brand. Call to action.
I thought you could do this in 90 seconds. If you can do it in 90 seconds, you should be able to come up with examples right away, but I'm not seeing you actually give me any examples, so I'm confused. Can you do it in 90 seconds or not?
And then subheader is like, here's what other people are saying. Body, reviews. Call to action is just a call to action. So it's like super fucking easy. It's like barely copy. Ecom is like really fucking easy.
Yeah.
I actually started to get good when I started to do more like personal brand stuff. When I was like writing for like real offers and like my words actually mattered. Because like before, like when you're doing ecom, it's like it's all design. As long as the email goes out, you're gonna make money. It doesn't matter what the fuck you say. Like that's why e-commerce email is such an easy thing to do because it's like all it is like someone to just sit there and send emails. It doesn't matter what you say. That's why like I have a lot of respect for you guys know The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mail or Profit.
Yep.
He actually does it right.
Okay, this is so boring. This guy sucks. Allegedly, in my opinion. Spending 6 figures a month. Oh, this was the clip. This was where the clip came from. Okay. We can listen to a bit of it, and if I'm bored, we'll stop. Which will probably be in 5 minutes. Okay, we'll skip past the intro and just go right into dating. Oh, no. Okay, let's watch the full flying private jets clip so we can get a little bit more context for the Instagram reel we watched.
You've been on like 17 private jets. You were at UFC, Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
What is that like flying private? I would love to know.
Dude, oh my God. So I think this year, I think I've spent over 100K on jets.
It's March, bro.
I know, but so like let's go through it. My girl flew with all of her friends from Tally to Miami. That was private. And then when I came back from Canada,
You flew them in just
Wait,
them?
were you even on that one?
No, they were in Tally and they came to Miami.
Crazy.
Bro.
They flew back regular.
Yeah.
But like it was
They were in where?
When all the girls get there, are they just like, this is God? Like,
honestly, because
and they're college girls, bro.
Tallahassee girls, because they're not Miami girls. Like
Yeah,
they
but
don't
just
know.
college
They're,
girls.
like, shocked.
Yeah, so they were like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, a little bit, which was cool. I mean, like they all got pics and shit like that. That's what it's for. And honestly, I was gonna fly them all out anyway. It was like
That's what it's for. That's how you get a bump in Instagram, guys. You rent a private jet so you can take some Instagram pics so that you can get a girlfriend. Take notes. You want to get a girlfriend or boyfriend? Step 1, rent a private jet. Step 2, take some photos. Step 3, post them on Instagram. Step 4, you'll get a girlfriend or boyfriend.
it was an extra $2,000 to go private.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
because,
instead of
to
just
get
buying them
their
all tickets.
individual-
Yeah, I see.
And then
So it's practical.
so that was one. And then when I flew back from Canada to Miami, because I went away and then I came back, I flew private then.
That was a long flight then, private.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
So not too bad, but we had to stop in Pensacola and then Tally to pick up Aloe and then into Miami.
Aloe?
That's my girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking she loves Aloe on Twitter.
No.
That's my girl.
I like, okay, so her full name is Alondra. And like, I didn't want to call her Aloe for a long time because of that.
Because of him.
Because if anyone knows, like, she loves Aloe. Like, I've known him longer than I've known her. So every time I said Aloe, I was just thinking, like,
Damn.
yeah. Anyway. And then
He loves Aloe.
there and back to Puerto Rico. And then most recently from LA to Miami.
Private.
Yeah.
That had to be the most expensive.
No, actually, the Puerto Rico one was way more expensive.
What?
Because
Okay,
there's no.
Technically.
Well, yeah, it's because like when you're mainland, like jets.
Yeah, 3 hours is a long flight. Dude has never been to Australia. I'm like, also the flight, depending, I don't know where in Canada he was, but if he flew Toronto to Miami, it's actually only like a 2-hour flight. I've taken it before.
Can kind of just like move around really easily, but to like make the trip out to Puerto Rico, like it's like costly for the jet, even though it's like a 2-hour flight. But dude, okay, so I think you guys should do.
Also, why is he sitting like this? Like, can you guys imagine if this whole live stream, I just sat like this with my hand on my crotch while I just like hold the mic like this? Like, I really don't like this guy.
Do it. Next time you guys have like a client ascension thing, like a meeting
Fly
in like
private.
London, it would probably cost you. It'd be pretty expensive to go to London, but from here to like New York, like you fly into Teterboro, it would cost you like that'd be like $20K, and if you split 4 ways, make Trina pay some too.
Dude, that's like, but for us, lower echelon folk,
But you're not though.
flying business class is still like fucking dope.
But you're not lower echelon.
But it's you just go to,
Well, how much were the business class tickets to London?
Like $3,000 each.
$3,000 a piece. I mean, if you look at it that way, it's
That's actually
$2 more
cheap.
grand a piece per person.
Yeah, that was cheap business
Were they
class.
nice business class?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was JetBlue, but it
JetBlue.
was brand new business class, and they were
Okay.
like nicer than the ones I've flown before, like Emirates and Turkish.
But now you can't even go back. Like economy would make you want to shoot yourself.
Oh, dude, I would never.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
I would just never do it.
Like business class to you is just like, oh, whatever.
Oh my God. Does anyone here watch The Real Housewives? I was watching an episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City a few weeks ago, and my partner was in the room at the time. And basically, long story short, one of the housewives bought everyone else a vacation. So they went, I forget where they even went, Palm Springs maybe. And on the way there, she hired a private jet. So everyone got to fly private on this private jet that this woman paid for. On the way home, the flight was only like a 45-minute flight because I guess like Salt Lake City to Palm Springs is pretty close. So they took like a very small plane that only had 4 business class seats or something. So the woman who was paying for everything paid for her and her husband to sit in first class and then bought everyone else economy seats because there was like 10 people. And anyway, there's this whole scene with one of these Real Housewives women freaking out where she goes, I haven't flown economy since college. I need business class tickets. And she's like crying. Her husband's on the phone with the airline trying to buy the other 2 first class seats, but they've already been sold. And she's like having a full blown meltdown. This is giving me the exact same vibes as that of like, I would never fly economy. That's for the peasants. Again, it's giving, I don't actually know how rich people behave, but this is how I imagine rich people behave. That's the impression it's giving me.
I'll still do that. Listen, I understand it's not the greatest financial decision of all time to fly private, but like it's extremely convenient. And like if it's a thing,
Are there any upsides, like you meeting anyone, like flying private, or is it just
that's
straight
the
up
best
just
part. Is
like
you don't meet anyone.
you don't see
like
anyone?
Here's the thing, right? So like for me to fly from Miami to New York, I have to get, because Miami airport's always jammed.
It's the worst airport.
You have to get there at least 2 hours early.
Yeah.
Like if you're flying at any normal time, like you have to, it's an hour through security.
Jeez.
And then you have to walk to the gate, wherever the fuck that is. And Miami International is just one long terminal. It's not like
Dude,
quick to
I
get
hate
there.
that airport.
Like you might have to walk like a mile and a half to get to like the terminal you want to get to. So then you're there,
We already
you're
heard
boarding, and then everyone's like, "Oh, there's a crying baby. Oh, the baby needs to throw up." So the baby throws up. We can't take off until the flight attendant.
What?
And then like they like do the whole fucking thing for everybody, and then you like get up in the air and you fly in and you land, and then it takes like a minute to get off, and you're walking through and you have to go get your bag, dude. For me to fly, same way. So that's like a whole day thing.
Yep.
From Miami, we go Opelika to Teterboro. It's like 20-minute drive to the airport. If your flight's at noon, you can get there at 12:01. They will wait for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
don't
no
have
boarding
that
time.
sick.
You are the boarding.
Yeah, they're not gonna leave without you. Like you're the cargo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get there at 12:01. They're like, "Yo, your flight was like a minute ago," and and you're like, "Sorry." And they go, "It's all right. Do you want coffee?" They give you fucking coffee. They like take all your bags. They like load it up onto the plane. They're like, "Have you done this before?" And we're like, "Yeah." Just skip the fucking spiel. And they're like, "Okay." They get in the air immediately. You land. So if you reserve ground transport, they'll just pull you up to the fucking car. The guy will like the co-pilot or whatever will like get the bags out of the plane, put them in the back of the truck, and you leave.
It's so
That's it?
convenient, bro.
It's so convenient. And I just like also like I just don't like airports.
But also like so unnecessary. I mean, unless you're a celebrity who is afraid they're going to get attacked at the airport by civilians, I just don't see the point in spending your money on this. But what do I know? Because I'm just a poor, broke, jealous hater.
It's like they make me like kind of stress me a
Nauseous.
little bit. Like I just hate going through TSA because I don't know what I have on me. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like what if they find something that I didn't even know I had?
That's me every time I go
Like
across the
whippets?
border. I get so nervous.
Like whippets. Off the cross border, yeah, same shit. Like
Yeah.
that's why I hate
Dude,
going across the
going like crossing on the highway into Canada is the scariest thing ever. Because
border.
the
About Montreal.
people at the border will be like, "Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Who's your aunt? What's your aunt's name? What do you do for work?"
It's like you're like afraid to
It's like,
mess it up.
Jesus, bro, I'm scared. I'm nervous.
No, I know. Like, dude, yeah, they talk to you like they have all the time in the world, even though there's like 500 cars behind you.
Yeah.
Do they even ask you questions if you fly international from Miami to Canada? Or are they just like this?
Oh
guy-
yeah, they
this
have
guy?
like some like jolly guy come out. So that was the only time I ever flew international private, and they have some jolly guy come out with an iPhone. He's like, "Do you have a passport?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, where are you going?" Miami. Cool, have fun. And they leave you alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, when
I've never heard of the border agent be called a jolly guy. What?
you're flying domestic, like sometimes they don't even like make you show ID. You could be anybody. Like
Yeah.
there's been times, okay, like sometimes they only have like 2 flights out a day.
Okay, I'm losing brain cells listening to this. I want to read through the comments a little bit. People like this, I guess. But I don't know. This whole thing to me is like icky
and so, like,
because much to the conversation we had earlier, I really think that the target market is like young impressionable men. So men who are like 18, 19, 20, 21. They're going to look at someone like this and probably sort of idolize that behavior, that lifestyle, and think like, wow, it would be so cool to fly private at 25. Ugh. And it just seems like the whole persona that he's putting on social media to me is really icky. I don't like it. And it seems just like the quintessential example of what the scammers that we talk about on our channel look like. Like he checks off all the boxes. Suzanne says, I would rather watch The Real Housewives than this. Definitely more entertaining, I'll tell you that. I rate this fan fiction of his lofty B-, another con MBA classic. Oh, exactly. This is great. This is a bromance hoping to get girls and make money at the same time. I don't know how we got here. I thought we were going to be learning how to get rich. And instead today, all we learned was how to fly private or why we should fly private, how to get a girlfriend, and how to allegedly make $40,000 a month, which still the math is not mathing. I'm just like flashing back to the other interview he did where he said his highest paying copywriting month was $6,500 or $65,000, which is still not $1 million a year. So I'm very confused. Okay, slide past the content to the last slides where he tells copywriters to reach out to these business coaches and digital product creators so they can make money writing emails for them. Hillary, if you are still here, you were right. He's telling people to pitch to business coaches. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at some of these posts. So one of my best clients pays me $3,000 a month to write one email a week. That's $750 per email. That takes 20 to 30 minutes to write. I thought you could write your emails in 90 seconds. Which story is it? We're having a trouble keeping track of our lies, I see. Okay, I used to make $48,000 a month as a freelance copywriter. Eventually, I ended up with more clients than I could handle, so I turned it into an agency. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Now I mainly take care of marketing and sales. Okay, they said to skip to the end. Oh, so maybe it's this. Digital product creators have been blowing up the internet. Online course creators, business coaches, and consultants. These are all the people you should be sending messages to. You can find them by scrolling through Instagram. Then shoot them a casual message, letting them know what you do and how you can help them. These guys will likely write ads, emails, social media content. So this is why so many copywriters are in my inbox, even though I am not a consultant, a coach, or a digital, what did they say? Online course creator. It all makes sense now. They're following this guy's formula. My favorite is when people will send me messages saying like, I can teach you how to get more coaching clients. And I'm like, I will literally reply and just say, I'm not a coach, go away. Let's say they have a $399 course and a $4,000 coaching program. If you charge them $2,000 a month, all you need is to help them make 5 course sales and 1 coaching program sale. Now, here's the thing. If you deliver a killer job, there's a good chance the client will refer you to their network. Blah, blah, blah. I've done it myself. And then he pitches his program. So same thing we've seen, you know, DM people, you'll make money. Buy my course. I did it. You can do it too. Here's how I'd make $4,000. Learn a high income skill, choose a niche, set up an Instagram account, find my ideal clients. I would type in relevant keywords such as sales coach, coaching, info products, make money online, and then I would scroll down to For You to find accounts like this one. I would shoot them a DM. Yo, one of your reels just popped off on my feed. Good stuff. So I would lie to them. He's literally outright lying to people because he said, search a keyword, find an account, and then say, your reels just popped up on my feed. No, they didn't. I found you by searching a hashtag that you used. I saw you don't have any email marketing. Would love to help you do that and see if we can help you monetize better. Oh my God, this is making so much sense. I just had everything clicked in my brain. Every time I upload one of my like snarky Instagram reels where I'm reacting, like stitching a business coach, I always use the hashtag business coach. So that's why these people are finding me and assuming I'm a business coach. They don't even take the time to look and to make sure that you are the thing that they're trying to sell you on. Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't see this sooner. I'm going to start asking people that pitch me their cold DMs or in cold DMs. I'm going to say, did you take Cardinal Mason's online course? Because rip to your bank account. Get them on a call, blah, 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 blah. Write the email. It takes around 200 to 300 DMs to close a client. If I send 50 a day, that adds up to 350 a week. I guess if you're just copying and pasting the same message over and over again, but 300 DMs before I can close a single client. Couldn't be me. Absolutely not. Not a chance. Harrison says, Danielle, your stream popped up on my recommended page for YouTube. Buy my online training. You know what? Send me a link. I got a credit card right here. I'm ready to buy. Aaron says, you forgot the yo at the beginning of your message. Good point. Oh my God. Yeah, you get flagged real quick. Aren't you not allowed? Especially, I know, like, even, I'm going to out myself here. Back when I had my coaching business, I used to use the, like, what's it called? There's a specific engagement thing that, like, Gary Vee used to teach. This was, like, back in 2018, 2019, where there was, like, a tool I had on my browser. So I could like 10 different posts, comment on 20 different posts, search, because you could, like, the tool, I forget what it's called, 81 cents or something, $1.80. Anyway, basically it would allow you to, like, search a certain hashtag, and then it would pop up with content in that hashtag that was recent, and then you could go through and you could comment on all of it as a way of, like, engagement baiting. Anyway, I say all that because at one point, I would just copy and paste. My coach told me to do this, and I willingly participated. But I would copy and paste the same comment onto, like, multiple different posts. And then Instagram would just block me from being able to comment on anyone's stuff because it's spam to just copy and paste the same message. So anyway, I embarrassed myself to say that if he was using this exact template of, yo, I just came across your thing on my feed, and he pasted that to 50 accounts a day, I would think that you would get flagged and not be allowed to message any more people, right? Yeah, I typically don't respond to cold DMs unless they're, like, really ridiculous. Then I come up with something snarky, but most of the time I just let it be. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. One more post. see what it has to say. The guy you're afraid to pitch your $2,000 per month copywriting service is out here dropping $2,000 on dinner, betting $500 on blackjack. No, he's not. He's not gambling. I believe that rich people don't waste their money gambling. Copping a new $20,000 watch every month. Rich people are also not buying new watches every single month. Like, tell me you are trying to imagine what a rich person would do without telling me. Again, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just being facetious, but I highly doubt that wealthy people are out buying $20,000 watches every single month. They'd rather save up and buy the $200,000 watch one time. Okay, openly bragging about his money. Grifters have no shame. Let's see. Thanks for making me a measly... Okay. I got ahead of myself. It says, my boss just gave me a Prezi today. So this is, I'm assuming, one of this guy's employees. Just gonna get copyrighted for sure. Okay, what is the... It's just him rapping? Oh god, this guy is so cringy. Okay, so the video is just him rapping the whole time. And then he says, thanks for making me a measly $2 million in the last 5 months, kids. So he's just thanking this guy, his employee, for helping him get rich. Cool, love that. How much do you pay him? Hopefully a living wage. More than. Ay, 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 ay. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the live stream. Before you say that about watches, go check Kevin O'Leary talking about watches. Why? Does he have a bunch of watches? Kevin O'Leary watches. Oops. Oh, his watch collection. A $3 million watch collection. Okay, I stand corrected. Rich. But again, he's probably not spending $20,000 every month. He's probably buying watches that are each worth like $200,000 or $300,000. There's a difference. Because watch people I know don't just buy watches all the time. They save up and buy like one really expensive watch. But yes, $3 million watch collection is insane. But I mean, if you got the money, you can do whatever you want with it. I don't really care. Guy doesn't even know how to run a business. Let's see. Having a product you don't believe in will crush your spirit in ways that a job never could. Near the end of my previous agency's life, I had a handful of clients I didn't even want to look in the eye. I was ashamed of our 3 out of 10 work product. Made me not want to work. I hated it. So I never really did. I'd put in my 90 minutes a day of work and then go out of my way to too much and blow whatever money I was making. Once you start to hate your product, it reflects in everything you do. That is literally your cue to move on and do something else. What were you doing? What was your business before? Because this is from last year. This is from April. I didn't feel like doing copywriting anymore. So I just decided to scam people on the internet and get them to do the copywriting. Because I didn't feel like doing it anymore, but I still wanted to be rich. And I actually found that it was easier to get rich if I sold other people on the idea of working so that I myself wouldn't have to do the work. And I would give them all my clients so that they would have clients, but I didn't have to do the work. Okay, that was crazy. Do we want to look at his YouTube channel? What do we think?
Imagine you working.
This video is titled How Copywriting Made Me a Millionaire at 24. We could watch that if anyone's interested, or we can call it a day. I am fine either way. Let me know in the chat what you're thinking. Do we want to keep going or are we done? Let me know. I'll just be here waiting for you to tell me what to do. I'm just a little internet robot. I just woke up the baby dog. Bubba's here. I don't have the Bubba cam, but He's here. All right. Is anybody here? Is anybody watching? Is it just me? How many viewers I got? Okay. Louise says, keep going. All I needed was one person to tell me. Let's watch. Okay. So this video is titled, How Copywriting Made Me a Millionaire at 24. The description reads, this is the story of how freelance copywriting made me a millionaire at 24. Build a six-figure business as an online writer. Let's see where it takes us.
In a restaurant, serving Caesar salads to crying children who were throwing
I thought someone said he worked at McDonald's. Was it McDonald's or was it a restaurant? I need to know.
up in their own meals right in front of their parents and in front of you. It stinks. You have to clean it up. Then you discover a skill called freelance copywriting, where all you
Oh, he was creating a imaginary situation that you could relate to. So maybe you worked at a restaurant where the kid threw up the Caesar salad.
have to do is write marketing materials for businesses, and then 1,000 days later, you're a millionaire at 24. That's what happened to me. Could it happen to you? Probably. Let's watch. Let's find out. All right, so let's go back in time to when I discovered freelance copywriting. You have to understand that I was never an entrepreneur, okay? A lot of people start off when they're 11 selling lemonade to cops that were wandering down the street. That was not me. I had zero entrepreneurial drive. I didn't really want to work that much. I kind of wanted money, but like honestly, not really. I didn't have a path to do anything. In the way that 16 and 18-year-olds kind of know what they want to do with their life.
I think it's really telling when someone says, I didn't really want to work, but then they like claim to be really wealthy by teaching other people how to work. Just saying.
I had zero clue. So I was kind of just in the middle of the ocean in college, not knowing what to do. I was kind of
Ben says, wow, this is really bad already.
lost. At the time, I was watching all of my friends and all of their friends go and start internships to be lawyers or bankers or doctors or engineers or do something cool that was gonna make them a bunch of money. And I was working at a restaurant, kind of just like chilling, not doing anything. I discovered freelance copywriting in December of 2018. You have to understand that now everyone knows kind of what make money online is. At that time, no one knew what it was. It was like a totally underground thing. And so anytime I told someone that I wanted to make money online, they all laughed at me.
That's literally not true. People have been making money online since like publicly, very like openly. I would say 2012, 2014, when YouTube was really popping off. I was following lots of digital nomads back at least 10 years ago. You were just too young because you were probably literally still in elementary school at that time.
It sounds cliche, but seriously, no one thought that it was a thing. And it was just my blind faith of thinking that I could make money as a professional writer without.
Because I'm so much more special than you. I actually knew this secret long before anyone else knew this secret because I'm way more important than you. So I just wanted you to understand that I'm not only better and richer and better looking and just better in every way, really, than you. I'm also way more in the know. I know the stuff that you don't know. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Without a degree with basically zero experience. In case you don't know, a freelance copywriter is someone who writes marketing materials for businesses. So that could be emails that you get in your inbox about 10% off at the store you like at the mall, or text messages that are kind of like those emails, or websites, or mailers that you get in the physical mail that you probably never open. All of that is written by a copywriter. And the reason copywriters make so much money is because those things that you get that tell you to do stuff, to spend money, those actually make those companies a ton of money, like a lot of money. The way copywriting was explained to me was that you only need 4 or 5 clients to make 6 figures a year. So you're either making $200 to $2,500 a month per client, and then you just stack those, write a couple emails, a couple ads, do what you gotta do. It takes a couple hours a week and you're good, you're making 6 figures. That was the sexiest thing in the world to me. Way sexier than dropshipping, where I have to like put up my own money to maybe get it back in the future. Most of the time they don't. So for the next 12 months, I was in a rabbit hole, a deep one, hanging out with rabbits talking about copyright. I learned what it was, how they get paid, how to actually do it, just by watching podcasts and watching YouTube videos and just any free content that I could get my hands on, kind of like you're doing right now. The problem is, much like you, I was super lazy. Like I had no motivation to actually do this, even though I knew that the skill could probably change my life. It wasn't until COVID happened where I was like, okay, now I got all kinds of free time. My only goal was to replace the income that I was making at the restaurant serving Caesar salads to crying children, which at the time was $3 grand a month. So all I wanted to make was $3,000 a month. And what happened next surprised me and everybody else. I thought it was gonna take me like 6 to 8 months to make 3K a month online with copywriting. I skipped right over the 3K mark. In my first month, I made $4,500.
And because I skipped it, so can you. Because what's true for me is true for thee, because I said so. You just have to pay me a bunch of money so I can teach you how to make it true for you too. Okay, thank you.
12 short months later, I hit a milestone of 20 grand in a single month. That was June of 2021, changed the rest of my life forever. So in terms of getting my first paying client, there were a couple of things that were kind of standing in my way. The first thing was that I thought it was saturated. Saturated basically just means that there's too many people doing it, there's not enough room for you to make money. As far as I've seen, nothing is saturated, and you can make money literally doing whatever you want. A quick Google search will show you that there's like hundreds of thousands of lawyers in the US, and in the US for freelance copywriters, there's like 5,000 or less. Yet everyone wants to be a lawyer, and we produce thousands more lawyers a year, and everyone thinks freelance copywriting is saturated. It's just not true. So as soon as I got that limiting belief out of my head, I started to feel better about trying to go approach my first client. The second mindset I adopted is that you are always one cold outreach away from your first client. If you think about it realistically,
You're actually always 300 cold outreaches away from your first client, because 299 out of every 300 are going to say no to you. So you got a lot of work ahead of you there, pal.
actually always one away? No, that's ridiculous. But if you have that mindset where it's like, this next one could be the person that pays me $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 per month, that's what's gonna make you successful, because it makes you excited, because you like money, I like money. So once I removed these limiting beliefs, all I had to do was just hit volume of as much outreach as I could. That means cold emails, which means sending emails to strangers asking them to give me money in exchange for my copywriting services that will make them more money, or a cold DM where you're hitting someone on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, wherever you want to hit them, doing kind of the same thing, but in less words. In my head, I thought it was going to take years for me to get my first client. I literally had no idea how much work it was going to be. To my surprise, within 3 weeks, I landed my first client. 2 days after that, I got my second one. It took me 65 cold emails and 1 DM on Twitter to get to $4,500 in my first month. If you're watching this now and thinking about doing copywriting, you probably feel that pre-first client anxiety, where it's like you don't want to reach out because you don't know if you can actually do the service. I promise you, every single person in the world thinks that way. So you just have to kind of get over that. It really is.
I also want to say, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say that in whatever he said, 2020, 2021, he made his first $4,500. The online, and like people who own online businesses can probably attest to this in the comments as well. The online business landscape has shifted so much since peak pandemic, because so many people lost their jobs, were at home, had time to spare, decided to get into entrepreneurship. A lot of these services, copywriting, web design, coaching, a lot of those were in a lot higher demand back in 2020, 2021, 2022 than they are now, I would argue, because the world has kind of gone back to normal. A lot of people who had online businesses during the pandemic don't anymore. And so I just think that like taking an experience that you had 5 or 6 years ago and then selling it to people as if the same principles apply in this economy in 2025, to me is very, very icky. I follow a few people, or like keep tabs on a few people who follow this same principle of like they owned an e-commerce business back in 2015 and now they still call themselves an e-commerce business expert. And I'm like, dude, you realize that the e-commerce world of 2015 is not the same as it is now in 2025, right? Like things change, and what worked for you 5 years ago isn't probably applicable to most people now, because the market has changed so much. It just seems so odd to me when it's like a very common, it's not just this guy, it's like very common in the online space of like, I did this thing one time 10 years ago, therefore I'm qualified to get you to pay me so you can learn how to do it too. Amy, I don't know why the notification didn't come through. Thank you so much. Amy sent a super sticker. Shiba dog happily massaging his cheeks with his mouth wide open. To that, I will say...
No, how is this not a pyramid scheme?
How is this YouTube channel not a pyramid scheme? My favorite is when people think that my membership is not satire and I'm being serious. Disclaimer, I'm not going to teach you how to become a millionaire, but if you want to join the membership, you will get early access to all of my content. That's my pitch for today.
Is a form of imposter syndrome where you don't want to do it because you don't think that you're good enough, but all it takes is to get that one opportunity, and then everything, just the rest of the knowledge just comes to you. It doesn't matter how many courses you take, how many books you read, how many podcasts you listen to, how many YouTube videos you watch. There is nothing that can actually fully prepare you for getting that first client besides doing the actual work. As soon as you sign that first client, that pre-first client anxiety goes away because now you have some experience and references for what it actually feels like to be a copywriter. Especially if you kill it right off the bat, you're gonna have more confidence than you've ever had to go and get that second, third, fourth, fifth client, which is what's
I'm sorry. This is the best. We're not a pyramid scheme. We are a pyramid team. Now join the channel membership. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Sean says, actually, the scammers are the ones doing that. They buy watches. They will rent them to show them off. You never actually see them wearing them, but it's a thing. I actually, oh man, I don't know if it was a YouTube video or a TikTok. This was many months ago. There was someone who did like an investigation into a particular scammer, where they found out this guy had filmed like a bunch of promo videos. So he was like driving a Porsche. He was in a mansion. He had a yacht. Anyway, this person did research and found all of the listings, like the Airbnb listing for the mansion. He found this like car rental place where you could rent that exact car. He found the boat place where you could rent the exact yacht. And so this influencer was trying to like pass it off as like he was so rich and successful, he owned all these things. And then it turned out that he had just rented them all for like a little photo shoot for the day. So super funny, and absolutely you cannot take anything at face value on the internet.
It's gonna get you to 6 figures a year, 10K a month. I'll tell you a secret. If you're sitting here thinking that you only need 5 or 6K a month to be happy making money online, I'm telling you, you're gonna get addicted just like everyone else. Nobody had lower standards than me. I wanted to make 3K. I hit that right away. And then at 5 to 6K, I was like kind of happy there. But then I realized all I have to do is do a little bit more work so I can get to 10K, and then I basically just double my income. And who doesn't want to double their income? So after doing a little bit more outreach, a little bit of stuff on Upwork, and a little bit of networking, in my 8th month, I hit 10 grand. To be honest, I kind of procrastinated. I probably could have gotten there way faster, but I was kind of happy just making money. I was just happy to be there, you know what I mean?
So he's saying he made 10K after 8 months, but in the previous Instagram post we watched, he said he can guarantee that you will make 10K in 6 months. So it's now no longer, I did it, therefore you can. It's, I didn't even do it, but I bet you can. It's getting worse and worse, guys.
And then in my 12th month, say that 5 times fast, I made 20K. And then after that, it just kept stacking and going, where I was doing on average for 2021 between 25 and 35 grand a month freelancing. By the way, very different from 20 to 30K, 25, 35K a month drop shipping, because then you have to factor in margins. My margins were 100%. I had no one to pay. I had no product. I had no ads. I had nothing. I think it was basically just like my website and my Google domain subscription. So basically what happened when I was freelancing was I got so addicted to making more money and signing on more clients that I was just like forcing myself to do more work. And so I got really, really fast. I was a product of Parkinson's law. I'm not talking about like Michael J. Fox. I'm talking about the fact that if you give someone 10 hours to do a task, it's gonna take them 10 hours. If you give them 1 hour, it'll take them 1 hour. So when I had 3 or 4 clients, I was basically working 8 hours a day, even though I was kind of just messing around most of the time. And I thought if I signed more clients, it would take me longer in the day to do the work, but it was actually the opposite. I would just compress all of the work I had to do within that 8 hours. And so I never actually really worked more than that. Until I got to the point where I was working for like 4 or 5 agencies, a bunch of different info product brands, a bunch of different e-commerce brands, and a bunch of little one-off gigs that I was just taking because I was just so addicted to money, where I had to take substances to actually do my work faster. Because naturally, as like a dumb blonde, I'm a little bit easy to distract. So something happens out the window, I lose my focus. Something happens on the TV where I'm listening to music, or I hear a song that I like, I lose my focus. YouTube doesn't want me to tell you exactly what it was, but it was something that I could take so I could just focus, and I was doing that twice a week. That was when I discovered that the point of freelance copywriting is not to scale as high as you can. It's to actually make money while you learn. So 99% of people who are really ambitious aren't gonna do freelance copywriting for the rest of their lives. You'll probably do it for like 3 to 5 years. And then after that, you're gonna have worked with so many different types of businesses, and you're gonna have a big pile of cash because you made all this money that you can go and then do something else because you're educated on all kinds of other business models. I personally believe the cap for copywriting is around 35 to 40K a month.
So what I did was I stopped copywriting altogether, and I just tell people on the idea that they can do the copywriting, because if I can't do it, maybe you can do it. Good one. I love it.
Don't know if you can safely do more than that because it's just so much work unless you get really big performance deals. But that was my cap, and I found that that was way too much and I had to scale down. So if you think your problem is not being able to get clients, my problem was I had too many clients and I was only a year and a bit in. That's gonna be your problem too. Now, remember what I said. When you're working with a bunch of different entrepreneurs as a copywriter, you're learning a lot from them and you can take advice from them on whatever business model that they're doing. Because I worked with a lot of agencies, I love the agency model. I wanted to start my own thing, which birthed Cardinal Agency. So I basically fired all but 3 of my clients. So I was making between 12 and 15 grand a month. Can't really remember now, but that was like my safety net. And I started from 0 with this agency. Now, I saw a lot of people struggling with agencies, so I thought it was gonna be hard. And it was hard, but in our 4th month, we did 80 grand. We just had some performance thing hit and then everything was just good. And I realized that this was a vehicle that I could use to actually get to multiple millions per year. With the agency, I hired people as quick as I could. I outsourced everything. I now no longer have to think about it whatsoever. I spend 0% of my time on the agency and I just do what I love. Fast forward to today, I employ.
Claire says there's nothing wrong with taking mental health medications if that's what he meant. I'm assuming he's referring to Adderall, and I'm guessing it wasn't a prescription that he was taking. I think he was taking it to be able to increase his work output. Based on what he said and things I have seen going from back when I was in university, I think that that's probably what he was referring to. Abusing substances, not prescribed substances.
My little brother, my mom is on my payroll. I live between Miami and Toronto. I split time between those 2 places. I have cool apartments there. I have cool cars there. I do a lot of cool stuff with my friends, hang out at the beach. I basically just do whatever I want. I'm kind of like a homeless person with money. And it still blows my mind how 3 years ago, I was working in a restaurant, and then about a month and a half ago, I just hit millionaire status at 24 years old. So,
okay, but did you personally hit millionaire status, or did your business make $1 million? Because those are 2 very different things that a lot of people in the coaching space like to conflate. They like to say, like, I'm a millionaire, but what they mean is over the course of the past, 7 years, their business has made $1 million in revenue. Because those 2 things are not the same. They're not the same thing. Being a millionaire and then having a business that's made $1 million does not equal. One does not equal the other. But yes, he's also not doing the work. So he is not copywriting anymore, from my understanding. He is running an agency of copywriters that do the copywriting, right? Yeah, Amy, exactly. That's how they trick you, 100%.
So on my Finsta, I actually posted a picture that I'll show a screenshot right here, where I thought I was gonna be worth $500,000 by 25. I also thought that was kind of like a crazy goal that I wasn't gonna be able to hit. I beat that by a mile. And then a year earlier, I doubled my goal and I hit $1 million at 24. A lot of people think to become a millionaire, you have to sell a company or hit crazy on a stock or some crypto coin. I didn't do that. I'm super boring. I'm super risk averse. I hate putting my money places where I can't see it and hoping it goes 10x. Not my style. I literally cash flowed my way to become.
I'm risk averse, but on Instagram, I said that I own 3 cars. I let my friends drive them, and if they crash them, they'll just buy me a new one. I lend my friends my $20,000 watch because I buy a new one every week. Like, which story is it, sir? Are we saving our money or are we spending it on dumb shit?
Becoming a millionaire, which means nothing happened where I had to get lucky. It was literally just consistent money coming into my bank account every single month. And as an entrepreneur, if you learn copywriting, this is true for a couple people that I've met, at least in my circle around here in Miami, every single person seems to follow the trajectory of like 3 to 5xing their income every single year that they do business. So in 2020, I made 60K. In 2021, I made about 220. In 2022, sorry IRS, I think it was around 800. This year, probably gonna be close to like 2.5 to 3 mil. There is no one singular.
But again, is that your business or is that your personal income? Because the 2 things are not the same.
Skill in the entire world that would help me get there faster than the skill of copywriting. Because you have to understand, copywriting is not just a business model, it's a skill that affects everything you do. It affects your interactions, it definitely affects your bank account, it affects your relationships with people, with your friends, and with your future partners. It affects your ability to charm people, it affects your ability to work a room. All of that stuff is tied back to copywriting. And if you think about a successful person has all of those things that I just mentioned, and it can be learned. It's not.
Your ability to work a room has nothing to do with your ability to write good copy. I know people with excellent copy on their websites who are not very charismatic in person, and I also know people with where the opposite is true. Sorry. What?
Not a thing that you have to be born with. It's a thing that you can learn. You can literally just read stuff about copywriting or listen to people talk about it and practice it every day, and it will be a part of your routine where you are a more charismatic, cool, rich, probably better looking person. I'll tell you a secret.
Oh, guys. So now not only will copywriting make you more charismatic and make you perform better in networking situations, but if you can learn to master copywriting, you will also become better looking. How? I don't know. Doesn't matter. He said it, so it must be true.
Obviously, I have a course. Who doesn't these days? I also have a ton of free stuff that I think you'll get a lot out of because, to be honest, I'm for the people. And when I started, I had $18 in my bank account. I couldn't afford a can of beans, bro, let alone a course that people are selling for thousands of dollars. I don't know what's gonna be in the description when you click it, but it'll probably be fire. So whatever it is, go to that top link, click it. It'll be very cheap or free. Check it out. It's just for you, all right?
I don't know what I'm selling, but I imagine it's really good. So let's find out. Is this the thing we just looked at? Oh, this is different. No. Is this the same? No. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, this is I signed up for it. Got it. Okay. The wild story of how he went from a broke waiter to making over 40K per month as a copywriter. I also find it kind of misleading that in all of his content, he'll say like 1 month I made 20K and that was like my peak. But then he tries to make it sound like every month he's making 20K. Like lots of holes in the story. I just don't get it. Okay, let's kind of maybe look at his YouTube channel and see what's what. Oh, I'm super zoomed in here.
Everyone knows how to communicate it. Like everyone knows what they want to say.
Yeah.
To express that type of idea that we just talked about where it's like, you know, going from point A to point B. Like everyone wants to kind of say that, but it's like your only limitation is like the words that you know.
100%.
Because like if we could just like Neuralink our thoughts into everybody else, like everybody would be rich.
100%. I mean, you're the perfect example. If you had
What are they even saying?
Mason's brain and you literally put that brain in any person that let's say even joins your program, they would be printing. Why? Because you know what you're doing.
Everyone knows how to communicate.
Oh my God, they're saying it's word salad. They're saying nothing, but making it sound like what they're saying is profound, but they're not actually saying any. Guys, I'm struggling. This is tough. It's tough to watch. Yeah. Sean, you must have missed the part where he debunked using AI because no, you absolutely cannot do that. Okay. No. Your only option is to pay this guy $2,500 and that's it. That's the only way to be successful. Don't even bring up ChatGPT in this chat because he's not welcome here.
I think like one thing that people really do admire is like the sort of legit sort of come up story where it's not like I was poor and now I'm rich. It was like I was unenlightened and now I am what you want to be. So
yeah.
No, but you literally said I was poor and now I'm rich. So again, which story are we going with? This guy can't keep his lies straight.
It's like a lot of people think that because they, you know, have never heard of any of this online business stuff and they don't, you know, they're in school or they work a regular job that they like literally cannot do it. Like they just think it's not in the cards for them.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Like, it is. And I think it, like the more you communicate that, I think that like that's kind of what people want to hear. Like people want to hear there's a shot. I think like
Oh my God. Again, saying lots of words, but saying nothing. We'll watch one more. And then this is like a car crash. Like I can't look away. I know I need to stop, but I can't stop.
I actually got a lot of really good clients off Upwork, but my first two, one was through cold email and then Twitter DMs with Chase.
Yeah.
Diamond. And then after that, like I kind of didn't really like doing cold outreach and I was making, I was 21.
I didn't like doing cold outreach, but I tell all my clients to do it because if it didn't work for me, it might work for you.
And I was like making like $4 or $5 grand a month.
Insane.
And I was like, dude, I'm rich. Like I don't need to do anything else. And then I started just like finding random stuff on Upwork.
Yeah.
Cause like, it was like easy, low hanging shit, right? Like they already needed it. Once I was like out of like poverty, basically, I would just like do Upwork because it was like really like low hanging fruit.
Yep.
It would be quick jobs where I just get a bunch of experience really fast. And I think that was probably why I got good quickly was just because like it was just volume. I probably would have made more money if I like just kept doing cold outreach and looked for like retainers that were like
This guy says the word like every other word. I can't unhear it.
2-3K, but because I was doing Upwork, like I was turning over like 4 or 5 jobs a month.
Real quick.
And so so I talked to so many different people. I actually got a lot of really good.
Oh my God, guys, I am losing. I'm like losing like brain cells, like listening to this guy like talk, because like I am just like way better than this like stuff. So like I'm gonna just go like get rich instead. Oh my goodness. Rich Chad, poor Chad. Exactly. That's the vibe. That's the vibe around here. Okay, friends, please consider giving the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. I'm going to cut it off there. This was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I am never sure with these bro marketers how long I'm going to last, but this guy just has infinite content. So that was excellent. Thank you again to whoever submitted it to the reaction form. If you didn't know, I have a form. You can submit content. Potentially, I will eventually react to it here on the channel. Appreciate you all so much for being here. I have a video idea in my head. I haven't filmed it yet. Content is coming this week though, so stay tuned for that, and I will be back on our bullshit every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific. I will see you guys there. Now, everyone go and cold DM 350 people tonight and report back on how many clients you closed. Take care, comb your hair, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!